Well, Riley and Mimi are here again to read another storybook. This one's called Art Dog by Thacher Hurd. Art Dog by Thacher Hurd. Arthur Dog was a guard at the Dogolopolis Museum of Art. He liked his job. He liked guarding the paintings by Vincent van Gogh and Pablo Poodle. But Leonardo da Vinci was Arthur's favorite painter. Or was it Henri Matisse? Arthur couldn't choose. At night, Arthur came home to his little apartment on West 17th Street, made himself dinner, and read until it was time for bed. Arthur led a quiet life. He seldom went out, except on nights when the moon was full. On those nights, Arthur's eyes grew bright, and his fur seemed to glisten. He would take out a box he kept in his closet, put on a hat and mask, and tiptoe down the back stairs into the streets of Dogolopolis. He unlocked the box and took out Mimi and Reilly. Do you have any idea what he might have taken out? Mimi says no, she doesn't know. Paints and brushes. He painted a splash of lightning, a splash of sunshine, and dozens of glowing lights in the night. You can't eat, Mimi. No. He painted monsters 10 feet tall. He painted monsters 10 feet tall, fish with tails the size of houses, and frogs ready to leap over skyscrapers. When he was finished, he crept home, a dog alone, wondering if anyone ever noticed his paintings. No one saw him paint or sign his paintings with a splat of his tail and the name Art Dog. No one knew who Art Dog really was until one night at the museum, crash, a window was broken. A door was busted. Ring, the alarm went off, and footsteps clattered down the alley behind the museum. The police reached the scene of the crime. The director of the museum was not far behind. "Yikes, the Mona Wolf is gone," cried the museum director. "Look what they left instead of a Leonardo da Vinci." "Is this art?" "Looks like a Mona Lulu to me," said the chief of police. "The paint's still wet," said the museum director. "Find me the culprit," barked the chief of police. They nabbed the first dog that they found in the alley. His eyes had a certain glow to them, and his fur seemed to glisten in the moonlight. He also had a paintbrush on his paw. "Book 'em," said the chief of police. They threw him in jail, but when no one was looking, he pulled out a brush and a tube of paint, and he painted a ladder. He climbed up the ladder, and where there were bars, he painted a window and jumped out the window. Back onto the streets of Dogolopolis. Then he put his nose in the air. What was he sniffing? He took out his brush and his paints. Zip, splash, sploosh. He painted himself a brushmobile with his name on the side. There he is, painting away. Paint, touche. On guard. What a masterpiece. "Wow," said the chief of police as he arrived with the museum director. "How did you know where the Mona was?" Art Dog wiggled his nose. "I can smell art a mile away." The director of the museum said, "I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Art Dog," said Art Dog, pointing to his brushmobile. Art Dog, I like the way you paint. How about a show tonight at the museum? Sure thing, said Art Dog as he sped away on his brushmobile. Soon it was the night for Art Dog's show at the Dogolopolis Museum of Art. Everyone stood around and sipped root beer as they waited to see Art Dog and his paintings. But where was he? Where were his paintings? And, for that matter, wondered the museum director, where's Arthur? He should be on the job tonight. Suddenly there was a sound. Everyone rushed outside, just in time to see Art Dog high in the sky finishing his masterpiece, City Rhapsody. Everybody was amazed and speechless. Then suddenly he was gone. Who was Art Dog? Who was this painter in a brushmobile, catcher of crooks, bringer of light to the Dogolopolis night? No one knew. But you guys knew, didn't you, Mimi and Reilly? You knew that it was really Arthur Dog all along. Thanks for listening. Now it's time for Mimi to flap her wings and fly back to Chicago.